Hello, everybody.
Celebrate good times. Come on. Do 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 do.
Yes, we are celebrating.
Welcome to the Sunday Budget Smackdown.
And we are celebrating.
And we are celebrating.
It feels so good.
Oh my goodness. See, here's the thing. You've got to celebrate every milestone. We have a huge milestone.
We really should have like those blowers. Those little party hats. No, we'll do that.
A lot of people wanted to know, because we had a video about how do you spend your Christmas bonus.
Yes.
And we talked about buying a van, a cheap van, and selling our van. We talked about buying a new bed. See, yawning time. We talked about buying a new bed mattress. And we talked about, what else did we talk about?
TV.
Oh, we talked about a TV too. Yes, that's right. Yes. That's what we talked about. So here's the thing.
How it all played out.
Here, the first thing we did not do is we did not buy a TV.
No. But a part of that reason is because my sister and her husband, who are borrowing theirs, they changed their plans and they said that it was no hurry to give it back.
So we can keep it for a long time and not have to buy a TV. Yay!
I don't know about a long time, but yes, at least right now we don't have to think about it.
Long time.
So that's covered.
Yes, and then here's one thing that I did, and this is something that I think would be helpful to people if you understand. I did a risk assessment. Now, a risk assessment is very simply put, just weighing out what the risk is if you make a choice.
Right.
So we wanted to buy a van, and so we talked about the risk assessment. I wanted to do a risk assessment on buying a van. There's
I'm
two.
sorry. It's late. I'm tired. We have to wait till our children go to bed.
I know.
It's late.
Yeah, for these moments, because they get to be in the other videos.
Yeah.
So, but we don't want them in these good, budget.
Not all of them.
Not all these good quality budget videos, because then it'd just be all about them.
Right.
And we'd never get anything done. Like right now when we sidetrack.
Yeah.
So I did a risk assessment because we were only going to have I wanted to buy a van around $1,500, which you can find those all day long in so many different places. But what was funny was, part of it's the time of the year. The other part of it is, I don't think we were meant to buy a van, because everyone we found had just been sold. Everyone we tried to look at was not the right situation, and I mean, we Craigslisted for 3 or 4 weeks. We were looking for a van. And we even went and test drove one. We went and test drove one, and we were taking our time. We were doing it right. And then I just had this feeling I needed to do a risk assessment. Well, when you buy a $1,500 van, you have the potential of having to replace a transmission soon.
Yeah. If
it hasn't already been replaced. So, and it's not always, you're not always going to know that 100%. Things, you get lied to, you can not know. You can have a mechanic look and see if it's a newer transmission replaced underneath, but that's a lot of work when you're trying to just find one.
Right.
And we couldn't really find one, so we did a risk assessment, and to replace a transmission is anywhere from $1,400 to $2,200.
Yeah.
So if you stop and think about buying a $1,500 van, and then maybe in the next 6 months having to replace a transmission for $2,200, and you evaluate that risk, then you got to stop and think, where am I going to come up with that $2,200 if you're still in baby step 2? And baby step 1, all you saved was $1,000 emergency fund. That's not enough to cover a transmission.
Right.
And there's no way you could budget out $2,200 if you haven't created that much cash flow yet. So for us, in our decision, buying a van was not an option.
Yeah.
Yay! So she gets to keep her van.
I'm so happy.
Oh, yes. So here's the next thing.
Here's what we did.
We decided was we're not going to buy a mattress.
Right. Not yet.
Not yet. It still needed to be bought, but we're not going to buy one yet because we're going to spend just a little bit of money on a mattress top.
Mm-hmm. A topper.
A memory foam
a little
mattress
longer.
top. They sell those nice quality, and you can almost turn your crappy mattress into.
We're hoping anyway.
We're hoping anyway. Anybody have recommendations? Ever bought one of those? Give us some comments below. But
and it's not just us either, because we had our babysitters.
When we were out at our staycation.
Yeah. Stay overnight, and we got home. They're like, how do you sleep in that thing? She was like, I had to go sleep out on the couch. It was that bad. I'm like, welcome to my world.
Yes.
So it's not just in our minds.
So it's not just us that are, it's anybody who lays on that bed says this is a piece of crap.
Yeah. So, but I think that with a topper, it'll get us by for hopefully another couple years while we're still working.
Yeah, absolutely.
Working on this.
Because we're really trying hard to stay on a budget, stay cheap, stay. We're doing this. We're doing something called the Daniel Fast right now, beginning of the year, which is really cool because it's eating healthy.
Yes.
And it's not for us. It's not costing us any more money because we cut out. You have to cut out all your meat during the Daniel Fast.
Right.
The kids still get a little bit of meat, but
meat and dairy.
Yeah, we cut out meat, dairy, and eggs. That sort of thing.
Yep.
So that's been
sugar.
And we cut out all sugar.
Like even in foods.
Yes.
Like no sugar whatsoever.
No sugar. No high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah. And it's not been too bad for the first 2 days.
Yeah.
I don't know. At the end of the day, I was getting a little snacky.
So we want to try to keep. We're trying to do our best to stay in a tight budget and do our debt fall. And what we decided, here's the decision we made with the how to spend a Christmas bonus.
Yes.
We paid off not one, not two, not three, but 4 medical bills and 2 credit cards. Yeah.
Those are only credit cards, right?
Those were our only credit cards.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we are credit
card debt free. Medical bill debt free.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Now, what we've decided to do. See, now the debt fall, you're supposed to put then your next lowest amount on your debt fall and start paying all those payments. We freed up $152 cash flow per month by paying all that stuff off. $152. Now, what's nice is we add that to another $50. We have $200 that we are now going to add to the debt fall to the next payment. Now, what Dave tells you to do is take the next least amount owed and put that in line. Now, we've decided not to do that. And here's why. The next one in line is her student loans, and there's only $4,000 there. Now, in my risk assessment that I did, was I took our current van that she has, and we owe $10,000 on it. Now, that should go after the student loans. Well, the student loans are currently at $25 a month at minimum payment, okay, and there is no risk.
Sorry, excuse me.
There's no risk to that debt.
No.
It's a non-risk debt. We can just continue to pay it. Well, the little interest.
It's never going to cost us any more money.
It's never going to cost us any more money. You can consider the interest risk, but when you lay out the risk of our van and the debt that we owe on that van, that is a risk debt. Because something could happen to the van in the next year or two, we do know that at 200,000 miles, we have to replace the timing belt, because that's just what you do with a Honda Odyssey. You replace the timing belt. And so the cost of that is part of the risk assessment that we did, which is cheaper than a transmission in a cheap van. Mm-hmm. Okay? But if we can pay that debt off first and get it paid down, we will free up $342 a month more cash flow that then can be put on the other debts.
We'll chunk out that student loan, my student loan, in no time.
So what we're doing first is eliminating the higher risk debt. Now,
and the higher payment.
And the higher payment. Now, for some people, you may not fully understand what I'm saying, but what I'm saying is this simple. The van has more risk than her student loans, because it could break down, it could have problems, plus it is a higher monthly payment that we can take that cash once we pay it off. Because there's not a whole lot of difference. I mean, $4,000 to $10,000 seems like a lot, but when you're paying off debt fast, that's not a lot. So we're going to pay that van off, and then we're going to attack 2 student loans, hers and mine. And we're just going to drill away at it. Mm-hmm. Plus, one other thing we decided to do, we're not 100% sure of how this is going to happen or when it's going to happen yet.
Oh. Okay.
Can I say that?
I guess.
Moving.
Yeah.
We're going to move out of our rent house, which is $950 a month, and we're going to move into a mobile home, and we're going to find a way to get $300 less a month in what we're paying for housing.
Yeah.
So instead of $950 a month, we're going to target $650 a month in housing, so that we can free up another $300 a month that we can put towards our debt. So we'll start throwing money at that debt. We'll pull out of this thing in no time flat.
Yes.
And then we're going to pay cash for a mobile home. And we're going to gut the inside and we're going to remodel it. And then we're going to start saving money then to build our house after that.
Yeah. So that all, of course, is happening after we get debt free.
That's a lot of stuff right there. We just shared a lot of news.
Yeah, we did.
That's a lot of information to take in. Sit back and take a breath for seconds. Just breathe.
It's us that's making the decisions. I don't think they're having a hard time dealing with it. Me, on the other hand.
Yes. Of course, our parents could be watching this, and they're vested in our interest. They love us. They could be taking a breath. Nobody else cares. I'm just kidding. Thank you guys so much. We have learned a lot through this process. We are at what is that now? That's 6, 7. We're like at 8 months. 8 months into this debt-free journey.
Wow.
And we've already paid off 6 of our 9 things that we need to pay off, which some of those were small, but man, it feels so good to chunk those away, be done with them. And here's the reality. This is the...
Yeah, I was going to say...
I'm so excited about this, because I said this... I told you we were going to tell you something. We did tell you in another video, but this is the first time in our entire married life, this month, January, we are living beneath our means. We are living under what I make at my job.
He didn't have to pull anything in from his job.
I don't have to make a dime outside of my job to live. So anything I make then outside of my job can go on the debt.
Yes.
So now there's no stress. The stress is even less now. We're talking about low stress levels. This is unbelievable, to live underneath your means. To not have to live to the absolute end of the money that you make.
Yes.
And to say that, hey, there's extra money right here. We can put it on the debt.
Yes.
We've got an emergency fund. We're like halfway through baby step 2. We're going to be shooting for baby step 3. This is awesome. I'm so excited.
I know.
I'm just hoping that you guys can buy into this thing and understand how awesome this is to get not just debt free, but stress free. That's a good way to live.
Mm-hmm.
It has been exciting. Yes. Very, very exciting. So thank you. Celebrate with us.
Yay!
Woo! Thank you, Lord. Thank you for giving us the strength. Thank you for giving us the wisdom. Thank you for Dave Ramsey. Thank you for our YouTube subscribers. Thank you for subscribing, guys. Man,
thank you for commenting.
The comments. We read all every comment. I read every single comment. I even read one. I even read one today that was like 63 lines long.
Really? You didn't read it to me yet.
No, I will.
That's awesome.
So, yes, thank you guys so much. We've had a lot of good input from you guys. Mm-hmm. You've actually helped us make some decisions. Mm-hmm. And there's some I'll share in the next video from some comments that we'll share with you guys. And some really good, helpful stuff. So, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Celebrate, 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 celebrate.
Yay.
And that's it for this episode of Sunday Budget Smackdown.